First step, I needed to copy that angle onto something. So the first step is make a ray to copy it on. Okay, make a ray to copy it on. After you have your ray, we're going to come over to the vertex of the angle we're copying. And we're going to make an arc through the entire angle. So it intersects both rays. So make sure we put our compass on the vertex, make an arc so that it intersects both sides of that angle. Boom. Going to come over to my ray right here. Making the same arc right here. Good so far. Go back to the angle you're copying. You should now have 2 points of intersection on that angle. Open up your compass to those 2 points. Okay? Open it up. Now here's the part you really have to remember. When I go back to my ray, I'm going to put this compass point on where the arc intersected the ray. Look where I put it right there. Not at the beginning, right there where it intersected. And then I make an arc so it intersected. This arc can be done on top or it can be done on the bottom. It's fine. And then, yes, I grab my straight edge and I finish the other side of the angle. And you now have 2 congruent angles. All good? Up, coming in for me, guys?
Yep, you have a delivery.
Thank you. Can I get one? Hey, can I get one here? Thank you. Thank you. You know what this is going to be for? I'll bring this to Jim A. Sweep up all the tissues that'll be on the floor from all the crying. I wish I prepared as much as he said to. Why don't I know how to do this problem? Oh yeah, I'm lazy. Truth, right here. Truth. Questions on this one? All right, next. I'm not spending on that. We're not going to be doing 4 or 5 of these bad boys. Perpendicular bisector. Quickest one we have. And the most powerful one. You'll see at the end why this is powerful. Quickest one because we put our compass point on one of the endpoints. Open up my compass more than half the length. And make sure you want a half circle size arc here. Because you're going to have 2 points of intersection by the time you're done. So get about a half circle size arc. Leave your compass open the same way. Move it over the other end point. Again, 2 points of intersection. Just not one. You got to line your straight edge up with 2 points. 1 point. Keep going. Second point. 2 points of intersection. Come on. Keep trying. Good enough. That's a perpendicular bisector, so I want to make sure it looks like one. I mentioned this is powerful. This construction will also allow you to do more advanced constructions. If you can do a perpendicular bisector, you'll be able to find a what of a triangle? Oh, it's been 24 hours. Circumcenter. So if I give you triangle ABC and say locate the circumcenter using a compass and straight edge, perpendicular bisector. Oh, there's more parts of a triangle you can find using that. What else could I use using that? Only if the altitude goes right through the midpoint. If it doesn't go to the midpoint, then I can't use this. But midpoint, oh, just gave that away. It'll help you find the midpoint, which will help you locate what other segment in a triangle that's drawn to the midpoint. Medians. Keep feeding here. If you know how to do the medians, that'll locate the... Yeah. So look at this. Perpendicular bisector leads to 4 other constructions. I don't need to teach you new steps. Perpendicular bisector is the construction I need for all 4 of these. Powerful. Anything? Oh, this was always fun when we did these. Oh, actually, I'm not there yet. I'm getting one ahead of myself. What do we have now? Angle bisector, right? All right, I don't need a ray. Angle bisector is done on the angle you are bisecting, so no ray needed. I just put my compass point on the vertex of the angle I'm going to bisect. And same thing as I did for copying. Go ahead and make your arc through both sides of the angle. Head up to one of those points of intersection right now. And then from here, you can keep your compass opening the same. You can open, close it. But whatever you do, make sure it's the same for these last 2 arc marks. Make sure it's the same. So I put my compass point on one of the points of intersection. Make an arc above it. They do not have to intersect. But this last one has to intersect the previous one. So now I went to a point of intersection. I made an arc. Now I go to the other point of intersection and make sure those 2 will intersect above the first one. And then here comes my angle bisector from the vertex. This construction will also allow you to find a what? In-center. That's where all 3 angle bisectors are in a triangle. Also allow you to find the in-center. Questions? Here's the one that gave us a lot of trouble. Parallel lines. I already showed you how to do this. I got one step. The first step's the new step. Everything else I already showed you. This construction is copy an angle. That's all this is. Except you got to do one thing before you copy an angle. And here it is. You take your straight edge and you make a... Where to go? Parallel lines. You got to make a transversal, okay, through the point and the line that's provided. I don't care what angle it's at. It does not matter. I'm going to make a transversal through the point that I was given and the line I was given. And hey, now it's copy an angle. What do I mean by that? Angle to copy, ray to copy it on. Okay, your ray doesn't look like this, like it did at the first thing in class today. But does everyone see I'm going to take an angle and copy it onto this ray that starts at my endpoint? All right, so what was the first step in copying an angle? Take your compass, put it on the vertex, make an arc through the angle you're copying. Bam. Bring it up to your ray. Now you know where the ray is. It starts with point X. Now where? Copy an angle. Now where? Where do I go next with my compass? Intersection points. Yes. So I go back down to the intersection points, measure it. Then where? Back to point X. Where's my compass go now? Remember, guys, this is just your ray right here. This is your ray we started with. Where's my compass going now after I measure the opening? Point X? No? Where? Intersection of the arc up on your ray, yes. And this is the only last thing you got to remember here. Just make sure that it intersects on the same side as your angle we're copying because we're doing corresponding angles. That's what you're making right here, a pair of corresponding angles that are the same. And there it is. So hopefully when you line up your straight edge, it looks pretty darn parallel. So try to remember it's just like copying an angle. Questions? There's two more we have to do, but one construction left. Okay, I know there's two more here, but one more really construction. So let's do a perpendicular line if the point's already on the line. All right, so perpendicular line. Why wouldn't Why wouldn't the perpendicular bisector work here? Well, that would go to the midpoint. It might not go through A. Okay, might not go through A. So that's why I need a different one than the perpendicular bisector one. All right, this one here, another quick one. Put your compass point on the point. You got to draw your perpendicular line through. So A in this case. And I think you guys kind of remember this, right? You're either going to make the frown or the smile, right? It's either here, make sure it intersects twice. Hey, what if I can only make mine intersect once? Extend your line. Yeah, extend it. Lines go on forever, so extend it. So go ahead. If you can only do it once, extend it so you can get it twice. I always like, after I make this frown or smile, I always like to open up my compass a little more for the last two arcs. Hey, I want to make sure you guys understand why. If you keep it the same, there might be a chance at the end, your two arcs that intersect are actually literally right on the point. And where are you going to line up your straight edge then, right? You're stuck. All right, so that's why I suggest after you make your frown or smile, open up your compass a little wider, and then now we can go from each point of intersection. And these last two arcs can be done above or below the line, your call. Okay, above or below the line, your call, those last two arcs. All right, perpendicular. Before I get to the last one, if you ever forget the steps, we wrote them out all here. And also remember on Classroom, we have a link to a YouTube page that has all the constructions done the way we do them. So you got a couple different places you can go. Last thing, what happens if point A is somewhere off the line? Nothing. Nothing's happening. Nothing is changing. It is the exact same construction. I put my compass point on whatever given point I have, and I make an arc again, intersects the line in 2 spots, extend if needed. Not needed, but to avoid having a point of intersection land right on the point, open up my compass a little wider. You can go above or below the line. This one can lead to 2 more advanced constructions. 2 more advanced constructions. How else do you think I could use this construction in particular to find a altitude? Out there it is, altitude. Hey, if you guys don't see it, this point is the vertex and the line is the opposite side. So you can make a altitude out of it. Perfect. And if I can make an altitude, I certainly can find the what then? Orthocenter. There you go. And that's it. There it is. Let's talk about how this is going to be seen on the midterm. Am I going to ask you to use your compass and straight edge to do a construction? You're darn right. We just didn't waste today doing all those. But that may not be the only place. You may go to part 1 of the multiple choice, and I may have done a construction, and I may say in the multiple choice, what did I just do? Perpendicular bisector? Did I just do a median? Angle bisector? So just don't think on the midterm it's just going to be compass and straight edge, and that's it. You could see constructions on part 1 too. And that's why this packet is so great. If you keep going, you're going to start seeing practice and then constructions review. This is a mixed bag. And not only do you have to use your compass and straight edge, if you keep going, you're going to start seeing some multiple choice questions of what I'm talking about. All right, so this is what I'm talking about as far as where you could see constructions pop up on your part 1 next Tuesday. So right now you have 3 options. You can continue anywhere in this packet. You can go back to your original midterm review packet and do some problems in there. Or you can go on to Classroom where I showed you, I put the mixed bag. All right, you wanted to try yourself out. You think you're ready to go and you want to try random questions in random order. You can go up there for my geometry AV review that I put up there. 3 different ways to go. Plenty of work. Even if you don't have a compass. Plenty of work. Let's get moving. Answer keys. Make sure you have them open so you know you're doing them correctly. Feel free to work with people.